bring my own child. Now, they went and reported the matter to the king. Women, they are taking charge of what becomes of their children. Jezebel came into a nation, and the whole Israel went into idolatry because the woman came with her witchcraft. She was giving birth to a man called Baal, and Baal is the god of that nation. And one woman introduced the god to Israel, and Israel forgot their creator. Some of us came from families who were only interested in what happened to your father's side and not also paying attention to what happened in your mother's side. Some people are just watching patterns in father's side and forgetting the mother's side. The all time in the mother's family also can be a silent reason why you are not seeing certain things. Every human being that arrives this arrives through two agencies, a father and a mother. 23 chromosomes. That's how they impacted you to be different. Everything that is fighting them to is transferred to us. Am I talking to you right? That's why as parents, listen, we must be very, very careful. Because whatever you are doing now, you are laying a legacy for your children. It may look like it doesn't make any sense. It looks like it is very mild. You must be careful. Because what children start fighting as strong foundation tomorrow is a result of what we are doing now. I was somewhere and somebody was not ashamed. The woman was not ashamed to open her mouth and was telling somebody, hey, listen, look, I will go juju. And I looked at her. This kind of time, now people talk about juju in this age. The one where they already do. See how you don't make your life. And she was looking somehow, I'm sorry to say this. He put her there in a kg. The one where they do, it never come out from her. And an elderly man there said to her, if you go that juju, now there you go die. And the man was saying certain things I would not want to say here. We must be careful what we expose ourselves to. Places we expose ourselves to, because whether you know it or not, you are laying a foundation. It's either a positive one or a negative one. The Bible says in Isaiah 58 verse 12, we shall be called the repair of the breach and the restorer of the fast to dwelling. Let it be that our children didn't fight those battles. Instead, our shoulders became a pick-up point for them, where they can fight to their season of breaking. After today, whatever been fighting your family, they go down by correction. Amen. They go down by correction. Amen. Now, in the Bible talks about the 7 altars. Now, because of time, the first altar was established by Abraham. And you find it in Genesis 12 in verse 7. The Bible says after the promise was made to him, I'm just recapping. The Bible says, and God made promise unto you and to your seed will I give this land. The Bible says immediately God was done saying that. The Bible says, and Abraham built what? An altar unto the Lord that appeared to him. And I call that first altar the altar of promise. These are the altars that Israel enjoyed backing from, that Balaam saw and couldn't grasp them. And I said something. If God has made any promise to you, listen, church. Some of the things I'm teaching you, I've not even started applying because God asked me not to do them yet. He taught me this thing recently. I think I said that to you here in church. And he said I shouldn't apply it until we are done with this program. Because me, I have to go back to and put myself in order. Listen. Knowledge is transient. But what happens after it is dependent on you. Am I making sense? I can stand there and communicate the counsel of God which He has made me know to you. It's not also in my power to decide for you what to do. There are people you can preach and even die on the altar, but God forbid. Die on the pulpit. You say, I know that way. Look at the guy, still goes. And what they are doing, and God is pointing to them at, that they should turn from that way. They say no. Because they are comfortable with certain negative things. What you do with the message is best known to you. And God said to me, every time, I never knew this. Every time there's a promise, whether it's from a prophetic word from God to you or from any servant of God, altars must be built, not necessarily a physical altar. I'm going to talk about how we go about it on Sunday. I'm just teaching us on the altars. You build certain systems around it, understanding in full details what God said to you, what He said to your children. He said something to your son when you are pregnant with that God. He said something to your daughter. He said something to your third child, the fourth one, and whichever number. Please listen. As a parent, you must be able to come up with certain things to secure the destiny of that child. Abraham started it. The moment God said to you, at this place you are, I'm giving it to you and to your seed. The Bible says, immediately, because this man understand, he built an altar unto the Lord that appeared. The Lord told you that is called the altar of promise. The second altar, I've talked about this, I'm just recapping for those who have missed out in some of the services. The second order, the Bible told us in verse 8 of Genesis chapter 12. When Abraham in blessing, he moved out from that place after he had secured the promise. That was why when the people were moving to the promised land, they were not just moving as a people without direction, even though they knew where they were going. But there was a system in the spirit that has guaranteed their protection, that has guaranteed their preservation. That was why Balak even saw it, the king of Moab. Balak said, I saw these people coming. These people are like an ox that eated the grass. Say their number we can't count. And Balak came back again. Balaam came back and told him, come. There's a shout of a king. There's a voice. Something is going with these people. There are systems they've understood in the spirit that is securing these people. There's nothing anybody can do about it. And they came up with the wicked advice. That's a talk for another day. The second one, the Bible says in verse 8, he moved out from where he built the altar and came to the land of Hor. And there he built what? An altar and called upon the name of the Lord. And God said to me, that altar is called the altar of prayer. All of these 7 key points I'm teaching you, listen, you must operate by the understanding or revelation of an altar around these 7 things. The moment your prayer life goes down, it's going down. The moment your prayer altar is going down, please listen, you are setting yourself up for an attack. You don't need a prophet to tell you that. Because the first thing the devil strikes in the life of a believer, the first target, if he notices you're a prayer warrior, it comes after your prayer life. The moment he's able to weaken your prayer life, you open to all kinds of things. And there, we call upon the name. You can see a similar story in Genesis chapter 5, I think verse 24 or so. When the Bible says in the time of Enoch, he said, then men abandoned God, but the man came to understand his system through his ability to see through into the realms of God. And he knew that there was something deeper than just prayers. The Bible says, and in the time of Enoch, men began to call upon the name of the Lord. One man restored the communication between God and man that men lost through carelessness. Prayer is not just an act of talking to God, it's deeper than that. Prayer, I think I've talked about prayer here. Let's say I have a long note on that. Prayer is deeper than just communicating with God. Prayer is actually a deeper sense of relationship with your Maker. It's in the place of prayer we get direction. It's in the place of prayer that the master plan of our lives are unveiled to us. It's deeper than just closing eyes and muttering things to something you are not seeing. No. It's a lifetime. That's why Jesus said in Luke 18:1, he said, the Bible says, he speak a parable to this end. The end, I mean, the purpose of the parable is that man ought always to pray and not to faint. Paul appeared again and was telling us that pray without ceasing. Pray without ceasing. The moment you begin to find prayer cumbersome, becoming a hard task, please know that something already is wrong. The devil is gradually setting you up for something. Because if you see a prayerful Christian in the realms of the spirit, he is branded with fire everywhere. I think there's a popular saying, a prayerless Christian is a powerless Christian. Anybody that functions in true power in this kingdom must function from the altar of prayers. You think casting out devil is just something you do out of fun and excitement? That's the source of evil. Because the spirit you are casting out, you're commanding out, they first scan you first. They scan you. And when you begin to speak, listen, let me share something. When you begin to speak from certain standpoints of prayer, even you will know that you are now speaking like God. You are not God. But He allows you certain access. This is why the Bible can tell us that some people saw some things and thought they met God. Am I in the right shape?
Yes, sir.
You see angels appear to people at a certain point and they are speaking like they are God. The person Jacob met in Genesis 2, you thought it was God? It was not God, it was an angel. The person Moses saw, Acts 7:5 told us that Moses never saw God. It was an angel he saw. With the dimensions, an angel can appear and begin to speak in the very dimension of God. And one of the things that propels that in the life of a believer is your prayer. You are pressed deep into God. You will not speak because you're speaking from the very doors of the Father. When Jesus said, I am my Father, is it not written in your Bible? He was quoting Psalm 82. He says, is it not written in verse 6? He says, is it not written in your Lord that you are what? You are gods. And all of us are the sons of the Most High. You come to a standpoint where your words begin to have backings. You enter into certain places, the altars they are not as strong maker don't enter. You don't necessarily have to sit there and start speaking and talk to the head of everybody. Just you arrive out there, the environment is in chaos. Because you carry a climate. From today, whatever's reduced to your presence after this encounter will bring them down. The altar of prayer is very vital to every believer. Very vital. Abraham built it. He said, you can altar. Yeah, God on it. And the third one which I was on. Listen, was it the third one? Okay, no. Was it the third one? Let me know those ones too. Was it the third one? Was it the third one? George, was it the third one? People that were yesterday, are they not here again? Oh, we are not taking notes. They are not here today. I'm seeing some of them. Okay, we are not taking notes. We are connecting from the street. Hallelujah. The third one, that's where we are. And this is very important. We think when Abraham left the place, the Bible told us in Genesis 13, God effected a separation. I explained something here. I said when God called, it was not terror. I even mistook the fact that I thought it was terror that God actually called. And Abraham continued. I will repeat it here until God said to me, no, it was Abraham that was called. He went and shared the vision with his father in Genesis 11. And the father pioneered the move. And that's why God killed the father in Haran. You discover that in Isaiah 51 verse 2. And God said it was Abraham alone I called. And Sarah your mother that begat you. And something happened in spite of the fact that God killed Terah so that Abraham can come to the consciousness of Abraham always loved to carry people along. He's a good disciple. That man is the first evangelist I found about. I'm going to talk about that. And the first disciple. He also carried Lot. Now listen, I explained something. I said there are people that follow you. The fact that they are with you, the blessings and mercies of God around your life will rub off on their lives. And their presence too around you will be dragging your life and destiny down. That was what happened with Lot. Abraham was called alone. God expected him to be abandoned. The Bible says in Genesis chapter 12 verse 1, and the Lord had said, he told him before. But Abraham, even after the death of his father, carried Lot. And Lot began to notice prosperity and blessing. And God was silent. Abraham came to a point in Genesis chapter 13. The Bible says he came, whether by realization or by an encounter, it's not between him and God. He came and when the herdsmen, God had to pause commotion between the herdsmen of Abraham and that of Lot. And when the commotion started, Abraham knew that come. If I don't shift this guy early enough, God may end up killing this guy. Listen. It's not everybody you are permitted to associate with. There are people whose presence in your life can reduce the dimension of God in you. I don't think this church is getting it. There are people, the moment you sit with them 1 hour, you are living there, you know you have become empty. And there are yet another people you sit with, even if you start 10 minutes, you are living there angry in your spirit. See me, I never even start this, and I thought I've seen something. Not meaning I've not shown anything. Am I communicating? Yes. The Bible says that Lot was Abraham's younger brother's son. And Abraham knew that something was fishy. My calling was for me. Though I'm trying to carry everybody along. Listen, I said this, that sometimes all the altars will manipulate you. You become a person that wants to carry the load of all your family members. Listen, there's a level of settlement that can come from God to you. You can carry your own community load and you will not feel it. This church is not just and there are certain deceptive tendencies of altars that will be making you feel you cannot carry a family load, even when you have not even found your own feet. This church and we still in the right church. You have not found your feet. Person where they back, you want to carry multitude, and you discover that your life will begin to sink.